Good night, Sports Frenzy family. Good night, Sports Frenzy. And good night to everyone. Welcome to another podcast, another Sports Frenzy podcast. As always, I'm your host, Levan. With me tonight, I have Sherwin. Finally here once again. Well, kind of get out the break according to him. We also have Shakes in the building, the United man. We have Ryan, man who doesn't miss the show as long as he is available. And tonight with me also have Aldan. Well, Ryan is one happy fella because Ryan have some Chelsea company because he has been riding solo for majority of the show when it comes on to Chelsea support. But tonight he's here. Um, First I'm going to start this off by saying congratulations to Jamaica College for winning the COVID champs. As guess what? I was the only one on the previous podcast that was brave enough to actually said that JC would have won it. I called it. And also Edwin Allen. I said they would have retained it, and so said, so done. But few little things that I want to point out quickly. I was impressed by Javier Brown from JC. Ran quite good, and I think he's a talent that they could actually nurture. I was also impressed by a couple on the female side. For instance, Lavanya Williams and people like those. But Shante Foreman took home the girl of the champs because she got what, 3 gold medals and a bronze medal. So she ended champs with 4 medals overall. Javier Brown would have ended with 3 if they hadn't disqualified Jamaica College from the 4x4. But again, congrats to Jamaica College and Edwin Allen. Totally deserved the win. Bless up them. Now we're going to go on to a topic that is dominating. Well, it started from Twitter. I can't say that much. Twitter is where it actually started until it reached major radio station, newspaper, and even television. Now it's about one Antonio Watson, an athlete from Petersfield High School. Now he ran in the 200-meter class 1 boys. He was trailing Brian Level from Edwin Allen. About 50 meters to go, he ended up passing him the stretch, and at the finish line, he celebrated by making a gun gesture. A lot of people are saying that, oh, this doesn't belong in sports, and there's no place for this and this and this and that. But all right, done with the introduction. Point blank. Why is it that we're so hypocritical? Why is it that when corporate era schools athlete did this exact same thing, there wasn't an outcry for, oh, this athlete should be banned, oh, all of this and all of that? And I've been reading some comments right across social media, and some of them are sickening. I've even seen people go on to say, oh, this youth is affiliated with gang, and that's a gang member right there, and his father is not a good father figure because if he was, he would have grown up better and all of that. Okay, so people even went on to say, this is if it was international sports, they would have banned him, they would have revoked the medal and all of that. All right, I'm going to point out one instance. One. And then I'm going to give my panelists the board to just go ahead and discuss it all. So first up, Edinson Cavani of Manchester United. I've been watching that man from way whenever. This man make a born arrow celebration almost every time he scores a goal.
Yep.
Does it? Has he been banned? Has he been ridiculed? No. Okay. All right. If so be the case, right? Why is it that these people that are actually criticizing the youth, after he actually made the gun gesture, didn't they actually see when he himself went afterwards and made a congratulatory gesture towards the same athlete that he did it towards, and also to the rest of athletes that were actually in that race? My thing is, why we as people tend to major in the minor and always picking on some simple little things that isn't necessary. We focus on the negatives and the positive that are supposed to come out of it because our brain space are so limited, or because of the society that we grow up in is such that it's just totally classism right across the board. Why is it that we can't take out of our emotions out of certain things just because it doesn't suit our particular narrative? On that note, first I'm going to let a man who actually knows Antonio Watson personally, a man who grew up with Antonio Watson, and also the brother of former footballer Ian McAnuff, Alidan, speak on the topic because Aledan is one that grew up in a community with Antonio Watson, so he knows him personally. Aledan.
Okay. Okay. Laban. First, I will start with his nickname, Tony. He's a man that we know about, and honestly, growing up, he preferred football than track and field. He was a very peaceful youth, and to be honest, him one person who have a fighting spirit, determined young man, and he's not a violent person. I can swear. But persons um him like to entertain. He's an entertainer. As he said in an interview, he might tell us say he dey put on a show for people them at home. So it basically a show, and to be honest with you, you can realize if even when in the run he eats, even when they drive, so he have different gesture for sure. Say really and truly, people that watch me, Rafi, make it people them enjoy themselves like then I stands as well, cause we might not enjoy as much without certain gestures or certain thing. You understand what I mean? So in just do something for people them so we can enjoy him as fans and family or friends and stuff like that.
All right. Aldan, in terms of overall persona, because as I pointed out, there are people that are actually ridiculing you, saying that he's affiliated with gangs and
No.
whatnot. Totally shut down. He's not.
No, sir.
All right. So for those who actually think
No,
that this
sir.
man is affiliated with the gang, that point shut down totally. And in
Mean,
terms of his father, isn't his father a central figure in his life? And what type of person would you say his father is?
if father is a good person, hardworking and stuff like that. Me one person when me normally when me see very often. Very often. When me say very often, me mean very often. Me and him reason and stuff like that. You understand what I mean? Even before going to champs, until we saying go give you a surprise. That mean and the turnout for be surprises in go running 400. He only 100 because he's a 200 and 400 meter sprinter, And
Yeah, man.
him one person when me usually play ball with him, football, like play field and stuff like that. And you see we how in parents discipline when he got to school and like say we don't normally see him during his school term, like when he get holiday and stuff like that. He usually play evening ball with me, no more evening ball. So my time he even come like come look and he not kick a ball, me I tell her. Cause something me know. Me not tell about people. Tony me know him as. And if people hear they listen to me, then go know say yo, at Tony, me call him. You get what I mean? Cause I community call him. You see me? That's what I know. So me can tell you.
Okay. Shakes. I know you've been rearing to go at this. No, the floor is all yours.
You know, I actually want to go last. Let the others go. I will go last.
You're still heated.
I was going to let him go last.
Ryan, what's your take on the overall issue?
All right, three things. The first issue is this. This whole talk about this does not belong in sports. It has always been a part of sports. So I don't know where that come from. I could just kill that and bury it right there, so. The second part is this. How is it that you're going to put the burden of responsibility? We live in a society where we expect children to act more mature than adults. Wasn't it last month that a politician cursed Badwood and Senator and Harley thing was made of it? I don't understand what is going on here.
There you go.
The third part is this. Jamaica is a very classist society, and this is another incident that proves it, because urban schools have been doing this for years. Nobody batted an eye. Now, a little boy from a rural school come beat them up, and it is the worst thing ever that has ever happened. And the whole country is in all of a sudden, people moral compass start to work. in all
So,
different directions.
Ryan, here's Vaughn actually substantiating your point. He's not just any politician. He's actually the Speaker of the House.
President
No,
of the
the
Senate.
Senate
Yeah.
president.
Okay.
Senate president.
Senate president. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Continue, man.
exactly. Where was I again? Kind of lose my train of thought there, so for a while. But let me just freestyle it a little bit. We're in a classes society where when a certain set of people do something, it's okay, nobody bat an eye. But when somebody from the ghetto or the rural areas do the same thing, it's the worst thing. And the society is decaying, and this and that and whatever. All of a sudden is the worst thing ever. So we're just in a hypocritical society. That's my take on the whole issue. I mean, we kind of expect children now to be behaving better than adults, and adults are not. Adults should be the one to be setting the right example, and this is just kind of ridiculous.
All right. So earlier on today, I saw a comment, and the comment was kind of funny somewhat, but it was probably also, well, yeah, it was funny. A person said that it seems like the urban area teams blank them license while the countryman them won don't have the license. So I guess that's why nobody never made no uproar about the teams them in Kingston and St. Catherine in the urban areas. While because it's just a country youth, as I pointed out, and because nobody not really know much about him and all of that. Because let's be fair, you know that a lot of these people that are actually ridiculing this athlete didn't have a clue about who he is. And a lot of them didn't even had an idea as to that Champs was actually ongoing until this particular snippet came out with him. So you're telling me that, okay, you guys are trying to set a moral compass. You're saying that, oh, this doesn't belong here, this doesn't belong here, and if this is the precedence, we need to get rid of it out of our society. So my question to you guys are, number one, as parents, when it comes on to a particular time of the year that we refer to as Grand Market, why do you said parents go out and buy your kids water gun? Why? You don't think that somewhat plays a part? Why is it that you same parents allow your kids to play PUBG? Just using that game for an example, isn't that a gun game? So, I mean, I don't see the big issue when it comes on to if you're not sitting in your room straight, why try to fix someone else's one? And a lot of these people...
Gun show.
That's another spot. I'm going to get to it, but also, if you look at it, some of these said people that are actually probably ridiculing the same youth are actually supporters of gunman, because a lot of them know gunman and what they do. Then they'll go out and tell the police, oh, I know this person, I know that person, he actually have a gun and all of that. They don't. So, I mean, why is it that everybody all of a sudden become a disciplinarian? Come on, man. Give the youth a break. Simple as that. Load the youth alone.
You know, next Champs what they should do? Just start every race with a prayer, since we're so holy.
Yeah, man. And ensure that everybody that is coming to Champs don't bring... Well, if COVID is gone, ensure that nobody goes to Champ with vuvuzela and all those things. Because, guess what? It's supposed to be, as you just said, just an atmosphere that is just cool and calm, and no sort of personality should come out. One thing before I get to Sherwin, let me ask you guys a question. Why is it that a lot of Jamaicans take on to athletes like Usain Bolt, not just because of his sprinting prowess and all of that? Why you think a lot of people take on to him? It's because of his personality. Notice that before majority of races and even after races, this man did thing like this, and I remember on one occasion where some people said that is actually a gun gesture as well. Well, it was before a race where he did something like this. I mean, the youth have a personality, as Alidan said earlier on. When he was running the heats, you see him run basically the first 170, and then after that you see him gear down and say, cool. And then if you're going to overdrive. So, I mean, just load the youth alone. Simple as that. And stop trying be a disciplinarian when some of you can't keep on one year that together. Sherwin, your take.
This situation begs back to the stressful point that I was making on Friday on the show about how proud I was about one particular um, um, country school that was doing well in boys' tramps this year. And I made mention that it is typical of the town schools to believe that country school must not compete with them in no way and in no form. And this again shows us why this again shows us why I believe country school should take every step that is necessary to ensure that in every situation they compete. Now, with that said, what is the difference between these two pictures on screen? You know what the difference is? The difference between the two pictures is that one is in a KC outfit and the other is in a
All right,
Peters.
show them again. Show them again.
Right? So, what is the difference,
All right, let it focus. Yeah.
Zane, between
Okay.
those two pictures? Zane, and the difference for me is that one is in a KC outfit and the other is in a Petersfield outfit because the gestures are exactly the same, and but the ridicule behind the gestures are different towards the athletes because one is in a KC outfit and the other one is in a Petersfield outfit. No, this is the problem that I have with the entire thing. And the problem that I have with the entire thing is we are messing up the mental capacity of this youth by engaging in conversations that is bringing morally destabilizing him if he's not if his character is not strong, right? And we cannot leave anything to chance with talents like these by ridiculing the youth like this. On one particular post on TVJ, I saw somebody said that. I saw somebody went as far as to say his apology is not good enough. How can you say his apology, the apology of an 18-year-old or 19-year-old, I don't know his age, is not good enough? The guy, the youth literally accepted, all right, it is wrong, and came out and made an apology to the entire nation, and you're going to say that his apology is not good enough? That is absolute rubbish. From top to bottom, that is absolute rubbish. No, this youth, yes, one might say he made a mistake by doing it, whatever the case is. I don't think it was a mistake because personally, I do not know the youth, and before even Aldan started talking about the youth, my perception was that he just simply wanted to entertain the viewing audience. That was just my thing because I watched the race, and I saw him exactly when he did it. And the youth was trailing so bad in the race that to come back and be in that position to end up winning the race. Come on. Nothing wrong with what the youth do. Left the youth alone. Left the youth alone.
So we have to bring in this. So here, Sherwin, here's one of our viewers, Kason, in the comment section saying that a Casey supporter started to deflect from their regular choking at chumps. But continue.
No, what may I say is nothing is wrong with what the youth did. There are many gestures, and if we did do a research pan just simple gestures that sport athletes made, and we did come here tonight and list them out, you probably would need another show after this, and another show after this, and another show after this. We probably would have got 5-6 hours tonight just listing inappropriate gestures that were made, ridiculed of, and that wasn't any problem to anybody. So why we are jumping the 18-year-old or the 19-year-old youth case? Why can't we help the youth, build up the youth, and strengthen the youth instead of trying to bring down the youth? Eh?
Sherwin, so I'm directing this question to you. Yes, I am sure Sports asking it. If you was last, would these people still have a problem with the gesture?
Them won't have a damn problem with the gesture. Nobody wanna see
Why?
him.
Because people don't pay mind to losers. It's because man is winning.
Exactly. My last point towards this, because Aldan, me sorry say your company showing you days and as days like that. You know why me sorry? Me glad you're there, you know, but me sorry say you. No, me not say me sorry say your company. Me sorry say left and make it talk first, because your argument about telling us about who the youth is totally calm me down to the situation. Honestly, you make me take a calmer approach to the situation. Trust me, me did a boil up for the moment. Yeah. You understand? And you totally calm me down just by telling our viewers and everybody out there about who the youth is and who your family is. All right, watch this now. The youth is practically a people person. You can see it. People persons always tend to just try to bring out happiness in other persons. That's what people persons normally do. Then just try to do something different. For boost up morals, for boost up confidence. The youth literally went. Why me not see people put up picture when he go shake Sachin Dennis hand after the 100 meter? Why me not see people put up picture and a
No,
congratulate
Sherwin.
Eh?
I pointed it out earlier that after he did the gesture towards the athlete, Level actually beat him on quite a few occasions. That is the other rivalry going on,
Yeah.
right? In terms of on the track. After he did that and the race was finished, the same youth went over and hugged Level. This is just about showmanship. But I give you your time. No, it's over to shake shakes.
Yeah.
It's all yours.
Yeah, good night, everybody. I have 3 pages in front of me right now, right? And the first line that I'm going to use is a biblical line. Any man that is without sin, cast the first stone. That's one. Second line. If you guys grew up in church and you followed the Bible, I remember when Jesus was there in Nazareth. In the Bible, it was prophesied that basically the people of Nazareth would not claim him as the Lord, the Messiah, right? For those who believe in the Bible. So he basically had to go elsewhere. All right. So that's the Bible. Let's go to Jamaica now. Usain Bolt.
Producer, you listening?
I remember when Usain Bolt used to get mocked, used to get chastised because he was this country youth from Trelawney, that had rough hair, coarse hair, foot tough. Them used to say a real countryman when him take off him spikes, when you look on him foot. Them used to say, oh, well, a who the man there? So that was when he was just there on the scene. Then all of a sudden, when Bolt started to win, all of these clowns here in Jamaica started to bow down and worship the man.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where if Bolt goes anywhere right now, they want his autograph. Right? They want his autograph. Nobody at all would allow Bolt to walk past them and not try to get his autograph or a picture with him.
Mm-hmm.
But that is how Jamaicans are. You will curse a man today, and you say a few days later, you are the same one, reverencing the man, hippie hooray, hug up your neighbor, and celebrate the man. Right? I'm going to move to a fourth point, and this is just talking about the classism that exists in Jamaica society. And it's unfortunate that I have to bring it up, but I have to bring it up because if I hate Jamaican society one more time, because let me just tell you this, I'm a medical professional and I deal with people on a daily basis. I've worked in 5 parishes. Right now, I work in 3 parishes. Right? So I interact with people from all walks of life on a daily basis. Let me show you something. The death of Canis Jackson. Oh, she was brown. She was 20. Very tragic, very unfortunate. To this day, she has not contributed to society. Versus, let me say her name, Miss Dawkins, the teacher that died. There was actually a Crime Stop reward for any information that led to the if they found her alive, right? It was actually 1.5 million. Now, this was a teacher that was contributing to the Jamaican society. Simple point that I'm trying to make. The Prime Minister took the time out to go to a brown girl's house to go pretend like he was balling with the mother for somebody who never contributed to the Jamaican society. Yet still a teacher that is working with students, building up the educational system, no matter how weak the overall education system is. I never saw the Prime Minister on the TV at the people them house, right?
Yeah.
Up to this day, I've not seen any image. None. All right. 5th point. The artist in Jamaica. May have a little paper right here with the artist. Push up your gun finger in the ear. All of the brown people them do that in a dance. All of the brown people them. Because me go a dance. So me see all of the brown people them a do it. Trigger finger in the ear. Oh, me see all of the brown people them put up them hand in the ear. For that also, when the artist them say that. Oh, what's a blank? Oh, I see all of them do that. When the artist them, thank you, right? When certain songs come on and them talk about certain people in society, I can't really say it on the show, but I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Every man want bust a gun at them because them don't like them sort of things in terms of sexuality, right? So them a bust gun, and I see all of the brown people them doing it too.
But shake. Stick
Stick
up in for a minute. Earlier on, Ryan made a brilliant point about ghetto countries.
Yes.
Prime example. You notice when you see ghetto girls going to the regular dances and doing their thing, you hear the class society ridicule them all that. Nobody comes onto carnival season.
Carnival, man. Yeah, man. I was getting there, you know. That was going to be my last point, you know. I was getting there.
Continue, Shakes.
I was getting to the Bembe, Weddy, Dirty Fridays versus, oh, okay, cool. You can wear, because I'm a medical professional, so let me state that again. So technically, if you wear a little piece of string, I can know what your private part looks like. My brain can figure it out, right? Your brain can figure it out. So a girl goes to Weddy, Uptown Mondays, Dirty Fridays, right? Them little bottom riders and thing. But guess what? The girls that are at the carnival, they are there. And I see them in just strings. For their upper area, I just see them in some little stars that cover the nipples and some strings that go around to the back, right? But guess what? Nobody has a problem with that. But the moment black people do some things, the moment country people do some things, right? Guess what? I'm from Cornwall College. Cornwall College is from the West, guys. I am from Cornwall College, one of the best schools ever in Jamaican history, right? So I'm a country youth. But guess what? I'm not just a country youth that remained a country youth. I'm a sensible youth, right? You cannot get up and want to chastise a man just because him come from country school. You can't want to be tagging, because I'm on Twitter. And when I saw it on Twitter, I was like, somebody tonight said on the post that, guess what? It was really the KC people. I not when call no KC name, but guess what? It was the girls that cheer for the Kingston schools, right? Or certain Kingston schools, because not many girls cheer for JC, right? They cheer for the other school or other schools in the corporate area, right? So they were the ones that were really bringing it on Twitter. And then I basically saw over and over until I see people are tagging JCF. So hold on, you're telling me that the JCF must go for this 19-year-old now at Champs that just done a race. So we are going to go and put this guy in lockup in an interview, question and answer segment to basically find out if he's actually engaging in any criminal activities. Oh, guess what? You know why that would be a brilliant activity or a brilliant action by the police? Guess what? It's what they do on a daily basis. Chastise black people, hard-working Jamaicans in the society, instead of going to look for the real criminals. Jamaica has a problem. And let me tell you something.
Starting with the politicians.
You see, until these clown politicians that keep on playing politics don't change what they are doing, listen, you see this nonsense that I hear going on. Why not get up and say, all right, guess what? Let's go around, try to make some systemic change in the way youngsters go about. I have youngsters that come to me getting pregnant at age 13 and 14. Oh, cool. You don't think that that there are some societal problems that need addressing? Or if somebody is going to take up guns at 14, 15, 13, it must mean that there is some systemic problem. It must mean that kids are either being unattended to, they should not be in the world in the first place, because guess what? You don't have the right family structure. Not only that, is the government, and I'm not going to say no party, I'm just saying government, is the government that we are voting for putting in the right structures, right? The right pillars for our society to be better? I don't believe that is so. So when these clowns get up and want to chastise Antonio Watson for just putting out a gun, okay, so Shake's putting out a gun, me I put out a gun. Me I put out a gun, so everybody can tag me now. Tag JCF. See Shake's here.
Tag me too.
Tag everybody. Tag me, because clearly the JCF need to come now and come to my yard and come and search for what I don't have, right? I don't have no contraband. But guess what? They're going to come and search me, right? Just because people go and tag me on Twitter and say, oh, or on Facebook and say, oh, Shakes I put up.
Imaginary gun.
Ridiculous, right? You know, I watched the footage tonight again on the sports news. And Antonio Watson, when he was putting out the gun finger, he literally did not even look at his opponent.
Nope.
At no point did he make eye contact with that youngster. Right?
Nope.
Which means that he was looking to the crowd and there's no crowd. So basically he was looking to nobody.
Exactly.
Right? Because we can't really call the few people that were inside the stadium a crowd. So he was literally looking at nobody. The man was basically just expressing himself. Listen, the man literally bust a dance like Usain Bolt on the track, you know. I hope people actually saw that. But guess what? Nobody not going to talk about it, because guess what? See, I'm blind here and deaf. Them choose to see what they want to see.
You know what I really paid attention to? Because I saw when everything happened, but I was more interested in the part where actually pulled down the sleeve. I was showing the tat like this.
Levon,
yeah, the one is
the whole championship. I saw.
And it was
actually on Usain's IG page or Twitter page that I saw the gearing down. Like Usain and all of him friends watching champs, and them just say, oh yo, look at this youth. This youth is like literally showboating, right? Literally showboating. Because the man just have the quality and the class. But guess what? This is what I will say to wrap up my case, because them say me I want defense lawyer tonight. you see when Antonio Watson becomes the world or Olympic champion, look at these hypocrites knocking pot cover like some monkeys.
Yes.
And look at them bowing down.
Yes.
Look at them running to go and get his autograph. Right? Just watch and see. And you know what? I am literally going to sit down and pray for this young man, that this young man becomes a world beater.
Me too.
If you realize I'm not, I said on the last live that I'm not somebody big on male champ superstars, right? But guess what? He's not from the corporate era. So that's an excellent start. So I'm going to sit down and I'm going to pray on this hypocritical Jamaican society, that this boy becomes a world beater, so that when these clowns look at him and when him can't count him money, these clowns will have to say, but Jesus Christ, look how we made a fuss about nothing. Because guess what? If he turns out to be a world beater, what them still going to say? Oh, he's getting up and using his money to be engaged in organized crime. Are they still going to be tagging the JCF at that point? Listen, people need to change them ways about how they view certain people in society, right? And probably because I'm a black man, and probably because I come from country, right? But as I said, I come from country, but I can roll with uptown people, right?
But shake, stick up in there because I hear keep on reiterating that point. But if you check the levels, right? Who makes up uptown? I same country people come build up uptown. So I mean,
yeah, country, yeah.
No say a word, Levon. Why you bother beat them with facts? Why you bother beat them with facts?
no,
I hope people realize that really and truly, you see, Kingston and St. Andrew is actually made up of people that come from elsewhere that go to live in St. Andrew. And I think
the universities. Check all the universities and there you
it is the country people them that come to you with me, that go to UTech, that go to Michael, that don't want go back a bush, that stay and build up town, right? And then all of a sudden you have a few brown uptown uptight people who, yeah man, them will sit down in them living room and cuss, them will sit down on Twitter and cuss. But as I said, when the man winning gold medal, and I'm praying to the Heavenly Father that this man win both 5 gold medal, right? Because I want to see what they are going to do 5-6 years from now. Remember, I started by saying, the same way them used to chastise Bolt. Remember when Bolt went to live up at Long Mountain, they did not want him in the community, right? At the same parallel I draw with Jesus in Nazareth, Then how can you refuse a world and Olympic champion to come and live in your neighborhood when this man get up and go to Germany, get up and go to the UK, get up and go to Australia, get up and go to almost every single country? This man is treated better than a king and the queen. And you don't want the man living in your community, and people don't realize that our society is just totally engraved in some rubbish and slavery mentality and I'm sorry I have to bring up the slavery thing, but you see this plantation thing is big. This plantation nonsense where you have a set of people, you have the house slaves, you have the field slaves, and then you have the white man. Right? It's as simple as that. I'm a rest my case now.
Just to make 2 points to back up Shake's points. Petersfield is in central Westmoreland, right?
Yeah, correct. Yes.
Yeah. What did the MP for central Westmoreland do recently? Beat a woman. Did he apologize?
No.
Where is he now? And leave of absence. Is he being paid?
Yes.
Is he being paid to do anything? No. So he's out there collecting taxpayers' money after beating a woman for doing nothing,
right?
And he's not doing anything right now, and he has not apologized,
right,
to the country.
All he said was that, oh well, he's dealing with some personal issues.
Well, that is what people tell us he said. We don't hear that from him. Hold on, let me just make this last point and move on. I see people saying, oh, the other people were firing at the crowd. So okay, so it's better to fire to the mass
at multiple
shooting.
people, yeah man. Straight bullets will hit them.
Mass shooting than shoot at one person. Okay, that's
straight bullets will hit them.
What 10 seconds left, man. One thing. May I ask if you never used to play something what we call a country name gun shoot, where you build board gun and you run around and you pow.
No. In Kingston they play with water guns.
Sherwin wasn't listening to me. I actually said it at the beginning of the show. I said it that.
May I listen to you, man? The next point one more want to make.
We call it pinball.
I 2 minutes that winner.
No, the people are taking me time. Anyways, the next point one more want to make is missy people are comment, put on the finger them level. Man, you put up gun finger. People make comment about the country versus town school thing a crap. It is not crap.
It has never been crap.
If you believe it's a crap, If you believe say a crap, tell Issa to stop keep Olivia Shield and tell Issa to stop keep what the
Yeah, man, that cup
cricket
there.
one them name the cup there. Tell them to stop keep it between town and country school if you no feel say a crap. A simple one too.
You know, this
Until
remind me of the
Producer,
white
do you
people
know
in
that keep up
America
going
where
to
say,
me?
oh, police treat black people the same way them treat white people.
Correct.
exactly. The
All right.
country versus town
Finally,
school
quick,
thing is very
finish up, Sherwin.
no, as me I say, as well Lily said in the comments, the country versus town school thing, it is very real. It is a competitive thing and it will never go away. It is
No
a
man, that's how them sit down in them office and them sit down in them house and deny everything. Listen, Jamaica is a society that denies things, you know.
All right, Shakes.
That's why we don't get better.
Shakes. You remember the other day you and I and Ryan were involved in some heated discussion on here? Well, you guys took me on. So here we go on. Boop what it 200 in a brother. That's JC for me now.
Mind them send the JCF for you.
Producer, what you made of? You seems as you're a lawyer. What did you make of the doctor staunch defense of the athlete?
Actually, it was a very, very, very good defense. I thought for a moment that Dr. Sheikh was an attorney at law, right? That would have been I'm sure you watched it very well. So very, very good defense, Dr. Sheikh.
So you know what? I saw Ryan made a post earlier on today and said that Bones actually came on here and said that Boopina he made. So he need an apology from Bones. So if Bones doesn't apologize, you know that here's Shakes, you know, Ryan. I can't get Shakes as the lawyer, you know.
me already hire Shakes.
But no, Shakes is a defense attorney, so Shakes will defend Sherwin.
No worry yourself, man. The producer there, the producer will take up the mantle and beat you. My final point on this whole issue, Shakes, you made a very brilliant point, and I'm going to substantiate it by saying that guess what? Antonio Watson is from Chilani, Usain Bolt was from Chilani.
Yeah.
Antonio Watson started as a 800-meter runner till he came down to a 400-meter runner. Usain Bolt was a 400-meter runner. Antonio Watson came down to the 200 and the 100. The same. You saw the pattern. This is a black man that some of them might say, oh, you have been twist up here and all of that. So he's an ugly mug.
Lavan, don't think he will run 100 in the future, though.
No worry yourself, man.
We say the same thing about Bolt. People say the same thing about Bolt.
Well, that's it. That's it on the whole entire Antonio Watson issue. And I said again, for those who are here, congratulations to Jamaica College and Edwin Allen for winning the girls and boy champs. And I'm sure that the Purple fans are actually crying. Not that I care, because I came on here and I spoke it blatantly that they're going to win. Unlike Davian Nugent, who came on here and was uptight and didn't actually wanted to call it because he's afraid of the Purple Massive. I'm not.
The Purple Massive have
I'm not.
all weekend.
Yeah, and as I said, the Purple Massive start this thing with Antonio Watson. Don't come for me now.
As a distraction.
Hope you know too. But let's move on to some football. Over the weekend we saw the FA Cup. That is where I'm going to start. FA Cup. Brendan Rodgers won.
Can I leave?
No.
Ryan, no. We will be blue tonight, you know.
No.
Brendan Rodgers won.
You are a prophet, you know, Ryan. You are a prophet. Right. You did predict a blue team to win. But guess what? No blue. I only saw one blue team on the field.
No, but guess what, Shakes? If you actually listen to the producer and the producer was saying it in the background, that guess what? Leicester won't be in blue tomorrow, so a blue team won't win. But
Ryan,
Leicester won, and I saw a lot of Chelsea fans arguing that the build-up play to the Tielemans screamer was actually a handball and all of that, and Chilwell thought he had actually equalized and all that. But I'm going to leave it for the Chelsea fans to discuss. I'm going to start off with Ryan. Ryan, your take on the match itself, and I saw you guys making up this thing from Christopher Columbus days, from we went on the voyage about in 2012 this happened. That happened. No more FA Cup for you guys.
All right, so we can answer a question instead of go through all of that. Week before last, I was watching, I think it was the Real Madrid versus Sevilla match, and they gave a handball against, what did the defender name again?
Militao. I was watching
Militao, yeah. the ball hit his shoulder and went onto his hand, and I was saying, why is that a handball? And I went back and I looked at the rules, and the rules blatantly said if the ball comes off your body onto your hand, it should not be given as a handball.
No, but
no, the ball.
Aldan, you'll get your time, man. Let Ryan go on.
So, same thing happened in the Chelsea game. The ball came off. What's the guy's name? The Spaniard came off his foot. Yeah. Came off his foot onto his hand. So by the letter of the law, the goal should stand. That's
just repeat that line for the fans out there, Ryan. By the
letter of the law. But my problem with all of this is that the refs are not implementing the rules consistently. Because you will look in some leagues, you see some do it and some don't do it. And then even in the same leagues, you see some... the referees are just not implementing the laws consistently. Well, that's my problem with it.
But remember that it comes down to the refs still now. They're just using their own discretion. If I don't see it as this, then I'm not going to deem it as this. So it's just come down to the discretion, and as I said.
No, but with the Militao incident, the ref also looked at VAR. Looked at the VAR screen.
What I said,
yeah.
Go on, finish.
No, I'm just saying, so discretion in real time, yes, I understand that, but if you go look at the VAR and you see that it comes off a body part onto the hand, then I don't see how discretion comes in there.
But Ryan, let me just insert this little piece. In Italy and Spain, refereeing and VAR is completely different than in England, right? It is a different setup. In England, they are probably on Pluto operating with VAR, trying to work the satellite all the way to Earth, right? So they obviously don't see what we see.
Shakes. On this particular play, they did use something similar to what people in Spain and Italy does, in which they allowed the play to continue because it wasn't deemed as a handball. But in terms of Chelsea over the weekend, Aldan, you're actually toothless in a boss.
No, hold on. Let me just finish. We never finish the points with the one. As for the offside, I don't think it's offside. And from last season,
Ryan, you're so thief.
From last season to now, I have always been consistent with my point that marginal calls should be referee's decision. That is not a blatant offside. If you are going to come down to millimeters, the referee's decision, the referee should have the privilege to make that decision. Just like in cricket, where you have umpires call and this and that should exist in football as well. Because there is no way that is a plain. You don't see the lines don't blatantly show that it's offside. Because I've looked at it more than once.
I thought Manchester United fans were bad, but Ryan, you're so thief, brother.
That was a blatant offside.
Boss, Stevie Wonder in his grave could tell you that was offside, my boss. You say millimeters. Listen, if it's one thing about consistency, I will say that all those calls have been made this season.
Hold on. You're validating my point. They have been made all season. I said to you that from last season, when they robbed Firmino the goal last season, I was angry at that. When they took a Bamford goal, I was angry at that because I've been saying that these close calls should stand. So
I understand that, Ryan. Ryan, I understand that you've been saying that you don't agree with it.
However,
no problem if you don't agree with it.
However,
you cannot say that this one is not offside because guess what? All of them have been judged the same. Just the same way that you don't agree with this one. But it's the same assessment. As I'm saying, they have been consistent in the millimeter of the sleeve. So you can't.
I just hope within the next year or two, VAR really improves because this millimeter thing is just nonsense.
All right, Alden, I'm going to bring you in now. So I'm going to let you speak on that offside issue, but as I was saying, you as a Chelsea fan is toothless this weekend. You lost to Leicester in the FA Cup for men, and then you got walloped by Barcelona in the Women's Champions League final. You're toothless this weekend, boss man. So, well, go on.
To be honest, I'm a bit disappointed, but the top prize tier is still there, which is the Champions League. So just look out. You understand what I mean?
That's it.
A CJ friend.
Yes,
Hold on, comment on the outside. You were saying something about the outside and I was speaking. I want to hear your view on the outside.
In regards to the offside, I mean, I have nothing really to say about that. Either on or you're off. It's just offside, bitching. If I have 1 centimeter, unless they go really come up with a rule, say, give the benefit of doubt to the attacker or a defender. But otherwise, I'm going to give you up to your referee. I prefer say, give the benefit.
We're not talking about cricket here. So
Yeah,
no marginal this and that.
Yeah, but that we have we own self to be blamed. Because what? Number one, we not play to a whistle. The ball him and a bone for handball. Keep on with the game. If referee when blow a whistle now and then stop, no problem. Georgina, everybody they pull up their handball like when I rule a football from day one, play to the whistle. Play to the whistle, bad man. You can't blame referee when you not play to the whistle.
Aldan, mind the call JCF if you use the word bad man. Be careful.
But one thing that I want to point out is that was a very good goal by Tielemans. However, Kepa could also get some blame for it. Reason being, Tielemans, listen about.
No.
Would you guys just shut up and listen? Tielemans actually came out and said that someone texted him and tell him that this guy concedes goals like this, so aim for the far right top hand corner. And watch it over quite a few of them. This is exactly.
But there's a reason why I concede goals like those because him can't reach them.
Of course,
he can't reach them.
What you supposed to do about him?
Can't reach them.
We're supposed to do about him.
I wouldn't blame Kepa.
Yeah, man, come off time line.
If more blame somebody, man, I'm Georgina left him man to get clear shot out of 18.
No, but what I'm saying, what? Go ahead.
Huh? No, I said
Georgina.
You could have put Kepa and what the next goalkeeper name again?
Mendy.
Mendy,
no,
you
Mendy
could have put Kepa and Mendy that goal that not safe.
Mendy was reaching that.
Mendy can't save.
The ball was like 2 inches. The ball was like 2 inches over Kepa's gloves.
Hell no. Yeah. No, Ryan.
No. Honestly, a taller goalkeeper would have saved it.
So Ryan, Ryan,
I
I strongly disagree. I strongly disagree with that.
No.
So I disagree with what you just said, Ryan, and I also disagree with what Levon said. Number one, Kepa is not to be blamed. Because guess what? Kepa is not a number one goalkeeper, right? So that's a disclaimer. So let's start with that. Not only that, two, there's no way he could have reached that goal because it was just placed perfectly, right? Yeah. So that is as it pertains to Kepa. He could not have saved that, so he cannot be at fault. All right, let's roll. Hold on, Aldan. Let's roll with the coach for not starting his number one goalkeeper because guess what? I remember on the last live, you guys pointed out because I thought Mendy would have been in goal, but guess what? I believe that if Mendy was in goal, I don't necessarily think that Tielemans would have taken on that shot.
Probably
you never know because he can get a free shot out of 18.
Because, hold on. Nobody would have text Tielemans and Tim for shoot after Mendy because here's why. Because everybody knew that Kepa was going to start from about 2 days or so before the game.
Ryan,
because
it's not because of the text why he keep a shot. It's because he can get a clear opportunity to keep the shot.
Get it clear when you shoot.
Yeah, because if I review a game, you know, try a lot of shots from outside of the 18. That shows
exactly because really, and I agree with what Aldan is saying right there. Think about it. Tielemans only got one shot.
Hold on.
Tielemans got one shot in the entire game.
Guys, all of you just shut up for a minute. One at a time. Because you give him this nagging feedback, so one at a time.
Yeah.
So yes, agreeing with Aldan. Tielemans got one shot in the game. One shot. And guess what? It was just the right time, right space. That's the most important thing. He got the right space. See Akil type it right this as me say it. The man got the right space to take the shot. Right? As I said, maybe if that was Mendy in goal, even with the space, he might not have taken that shot. He would have probably tried to come closer to goal and then take the shot. Right? But then, if you know a shoppy goalkeeper in the goal, you're going to take on the shot because guess what? It's one of two things can happen. It's either you score or you miss. But guess what? But if you have a substandard goalkeeper in goal, the probability, and you look at the word that I'm using, this is the operative word, the probability of him scoring on Kepa is far greater than him scoring on Mendy, even if Mendy is out of position.
Shakes,
I don't think
West
you should
Brom
that Mendy.
on Mendy. West Brom, worse a team than Leicester City. Score 5.
Finish up quickly, because we're going to move on from Chelsea.
that-
Chelsea is
no
not
matter-
important.
no
Worse a
matter
team
you-
than West Ham score 5 with Mendy in goal. That shows you
That
that
don't mean
regardless
anything
of
here, Alden.
who in goal, once they get the opportunity, they will make use of it.
Sean Smith, facts. Don't matter who in goal, any long shot taker gonna shoot if the space is given. Facts. And I've seen Tielemans done this
A
from
fact.
under like days and even internationally for Belgium, because I believe it was earlier on today I was watching a goal that they actually scored. I think it was against Denmark. He wasn't afraid much space, but he could have towed it up and he shoot to the left foot, right? The net.
So
he's known for
regardless of win a goal, he go shoot. Even Frank Lampard and them man, they give them man the space out of 18. You invite them to kick a shot. So not only Tielemans alone, what if a midfielder I can name. Iniesta did it.
All right, I'm going to move on from the team that is battling for Europa League. So in the Premier League, Saturday was Leeds ramping to a 4-0 victory over Burnley. Shakes, you actually said it would have been a draw, but guess what? It wasn't a B. They actually bamboozled Burnley and they got a deserved victory. My question though, talk about the Trent Alexander-Arnold, Kyle Walker, Reece James, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Kieran Trippier. But Ryan, you being an English fan, why hasn't Luke Ayling been mentioned in the conversation? This man has made the most tackles and the most
You see how much names I just mentioned a while ago? That's exactly why.
No. What I'm saying though, since as all those guys' names have been mentioned, why isn't this man name been mentioned? It's just like how Bamford name are called. Some people call Bamford name, so why is it that this man name not called either?
Because they just call about 4 names before you reach his. That's exactly why they don't call his name.
You know, it's a 5 I call a while though.
Huh?
You know, it's a 5 I didn't call a while ago.
Exactly.
Simple answer, Levon, because it's his first season in the Premier League.
They don't pay attention to those players.
Luke Ayling is 29 or so?
Yeah.
That might work.
Personally, I want to bring Trent to the Euros.
No, I would bring him.
That's for our next discussion. That
Levon, I have to understand to Levon say so you have to really wait for the media to pass down the squad list before you can make a choice. You know what I say? And this are you that are the squad list for the media. Simple.
You mean like how the Shams get pressure into picking Benzema?
Moving on.
Next up, we saw Southampton getting a 3-1 victory over Fulham. Ryan, expected that result?
I call a draw because I just thought both teams would be playing for nothing. So a draw was what I called for that game.
Southampton end up getting the victory though.
But Southampton winning is not a shock either.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Next up, we saw Brighton and West Ham playing out a 1-1 draw. Some of us said that West Ham would have probably gone on to win, while some said it would have been a draw. It ended up being a draw, and who scored the equalizer again for West Ham? Shakes?
Oh, the championship quality baller that gives you 2 games out of 37.
Stop this.
First goal for this. First goal for the season, not the league.
Yeah, but it was a good one though.
Yep.
So 2 games. Him give you 2 good games in a 37 game season thus far. Brilliant. World class.
Oh boy. Next up was an entertaining fixture yesterday between Crystal Palace and Aston Villa. Aston Villa actually took a 2-1 lead, but they were pegged back by Crystal Palace, who ended up getting a 3-2 victory. A player that impressed me for Crystal Palace was one Tyreek Mitchell, another English talent coming through. Just like how Wan Bissaka came through their system, this is another one that is coming through, and they have high hopes for him. Sherwin, saw this one?
No, me actually did a follow it because the Aston Villa game as you know, Aston Villa is of interest to Arsenal. So
all right. You never saw the game. Aldan, did you saw it?
No, I didn't saw the game.
Nobody
All right, you know what? I watched it.
Good.
Because I'm a football fan. But yeah, Crystal Palace is kind of on the up, and it's good to see that they might build out Roy Hodgson after the end of the season. It's been mooted that Frank Lampard will take over the realms, but that's for us to see. Let's see what happens this summer. But they were quite good. Eze and Zaha played decent, and Eze has been one of their shining light this season. Better than Zaha this season for me, totally.
Yeah.
But let's move on from this. Next up, we saw Tottenham getting a 2-0 victory over Wolves. Shakes had said that he expected Wolves to beat Tottenham. It wasn't to be. They got the victory through Harry Kane and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Shakes.
Yeah, good game. Tottenham, they totally dominated that game. Harry Kane definitely wants to win the Golden Boot. So I think that was really on his mind because that's the only thing left in the season for Tottenham. He hit the post. Dele Alli hit the post. His goal was a well taken goal. Højbjerg, his own was a rebound. Yeah. Dele Alli though, I think the main thing coming out of this match was the fact Dele Alli in terms of how he's playing. I hear people talking about if he should get into England, but you see, I don't understand. The media in England is so funny. You play 3 games or 4 games back to back or consecutively, and all of a sudden you want to throw a man in an England team. Makes no sense.
So let's dish this out. So Dele Alli is going up against Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Mason Mount, James Maddison.
Stop right there, sir.
He can't get a
nowhere.
I know what he can do, you know.
What?
He can actually drive the lorry to the airport and then unload the bags so that when they're going to pack them onto the plane.
The producer is an English.
Hold on, him can also go sing One Love. Him can also go sing One Love and them song there because him look like Bob Marley.
I mean, he's a Ras now, eh? He's a Ras.
Come on, but as I was saying, the producer just gave me a brilliant idea. Yeah, that he still can make the squad.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, they have 26.
No, not that. Guess over who?
Over who?
I'm playing for Arsenal named Buya Kosaka.
You must see a madman. You must see. Don't even go there. So
can you just mute Sherwin's mic?
Hey, you saw me enjoy Shake's arguments like you come for squad in the moment. Yeah? You must mad.
Why you start up the man Levon?
Yeah.
You must mention Sherwin's boy Saka.
My boy Saka.
You must create it to backslide.
But let's move on. Next up we saw a disappointing Sam Allardyce because Chelsea fans were actually feeling happy when they saw 94 minutes and score still being 1-1. They actually held out. But here comes a man who was sitting there watching all along and saying that Mane, point in front of goal. Salah, point in front of goal. Firmino, point in front of goal. Thiago, point in front of goal. So he just take it upon himself and say, here what, I'm going to show these guys how it's done. Trent Alexander-Arnold with is arguably his best cross of the match.
Yep.
There was one. Alisson O'Shakes also mentioned on the previous live that he has been awful since whenever. But he popped up with
Don't leave it at that. He has been awful. And I said that I am sure that he's going through something psychologically.
And he was. He said
Thank
it
you.
in.
Don't
Yeah.
leave out that Levon. Because I don't want Liverpool fans to think that I was bashing Alisson. But
No.
I qualified what I said, that saying
Yeah.
that this man's form was obviously shot and he had to be going through
Yeah.
something psychologically.
He
Shit.
said it. He said it. He
Shit.
said it.
Chris Lynch hasn't been on the program for the longest while, and I don't know he has a man to play safe. So we're going to say that I don't want Liverpool fans to think, I said just talk your mind in a business if Liverpool fans want to feel away. Come on,
But
man.
I don't understand something.
Liverpool is going to play Europa League.
What reason does Alisson have to be heading a ball so well, like a striker?
The same reason why
He's
Edison
Brazilian.
can play. The same reason why Edison can play the football with his feet that good.
Thank you. He's Brazilian.
What
And,
reason?
and he knows football.
Okay, all right. So if that is the reason, what is Fred and the man excuse?
Maltese.
Do you see the hair? His hair is from a man that comes from Malta.
That goal.
Belize.
That goal. Sorry, me now break on him. But that goal by Alisson was a perfect.
That's a striker's finish.
Listen,
No,
it's
but
one of it's one of the best headers that you will probably find in Premier League history. Just going through the archives.
That goal,
So
that
20
goal.
years from now, when we look back on that goal, we're gonna be like, dog, how did he score that goal?
That goal shapes.
No, when a defender or striker, they just say, "Wow, what a brilliant!"
Yeah.
And a
That
goal
goal
again.
shapes. That goal shapes remind me of 2006 when Thierry Henry scored the winner against Manchester United. Same exact powerful header straight in the back of the net, man.
You don't chat?
I'm just going to pretend like you never said anything because it wasn't really a powerful header. It was a brilliantly
It was more about placement.
header. It's a glance
not
header.
power.
Sherwin, I know you don't really watch the football, so nice try.
Shakes, you remember I think it was in the Bush. I don't remember if it was the Bush League the other day that Cavani actually scored. Something, well, not necessarily similar, but
yeah, it was something similar.
Glanced it.
Yeah, man, it was a glance header.
It was all about placement, nothing else.
And if you realize, you see the way he angled his body after he glanced it is why it ended up in the far corner, right?
Yeah.
Away from the goalkeeper.
Everything about
So
it was
his body shape, how he was standing there vertically free.
The delivery and the header, everything was just
Exactly.
perfect.
It was just perfect. I know that even me as a rival fan, I don't like it because guess what? They won the game, but guess what? When you look on the goal, it's just quality. And as a sports fan, if you're a true sports fan, you have to admit that was just pure class.
Yeah, true.
No, but here's the next thing now. It's your last kick of the game, and you are Trent. What goes in Trent's mind to pass that ball to Alisson?
Nolan, not only that, Ryan, when you really think about it, if Alisson never came up, there was literally no other Liverpool player that was close to the ball.
But it was poor marking overall from West Brom.
Yeah, because Alisson came up and nobody picked him up. Nobody picked him up. He just came there, and the very spot that he scored the goal from, he took like 2 steps.
But Sherwin, how many people going to pick up a goalkeeper that has never scored in his life?
Well, not many.
Okay.
But the big head there where Alisson pick him up.
All right. So hear what? Next, we're going to move on from teams fighting for Champions League. I'm already in it, so I don't need to have this conversation.
Oh, shut up.
What you need to do? Go back to Europa League?
Oh, you? Remember that's your spot, so you can't talk to me now. No, you can't talk to me because remember that you're well placed.
Champions League is your vehicle for Europa League.
You're well placed to go back to Europa, so you can't talk to me right now.
I am in a top 4 position currently.
You're doing what?
Destiny is in my hands until it is not.
One win away from Champions League.
Let's move on. Tomorrow we're going to start with the EPL fixtures that will take place midweek because there's a packed schedule. So it is match day 37 of 38. This is the penultimate round. We're going to start off with the early match. Well, there are quite a few matches playing at 12 tomorrow. So first up, Man United against Fulham, Shakes. And let's point out that fans will be back in the stadium.
Sweet.
Yeah, so Man U, after their embarrassing, we call it an atrocious performance against Liverpool, I believe that they need to come out with a big performance, especially at home. Yeah, we know that they don't have the best home record, but if they have any pride and any strong determination, want to impress the fans, they need to win that game, and they need to win that game big. Yes, Fulham might be relegated already, but listen, if you're looking towards the end of the season, the little Chimney Cup that you guys bringing up all of a sudden as Manchester United fans, and you guys want to win, if you want to build the confidence, then I believe that you guys need to wallop Fulham. So if you're asking me for a score line that I would want to see, I would say I'd want to see 4-0. What might happen on the day is 3-0 though, but I would want to see at least 4 goals.
All right. As for me, you know what I would want to see that I might not see? A result that actually happened sometime earlier this season that Shakes came out, and Shakes was somewhat skeptic about it. But you remember that game that we dumped Southampton by 9-0? I need to see that performance, man. Based on those 2 bad matches the other day, they need to repay me some favor.
Yeah, man, they need to come with a big performance.
All right, next up, tomorrow we'll see Southampton taking on Leeds. Sherwin.
So I mean, Leeds is on the a run of their life, and they're basically fighting with Aston Villa now to finish in the top 10. So I think Leeds in this game will be a little bit too much for Southampton, and Leeds will come out probably 2-0 winners in this game for me.
Okay.
Bones missed a very important thing. Leeds is also fighting for a Europa spot.
They are? How?
They are. Look at
So
the
that
table.
means
They can come as high as 7th.
So that means Arsenal still have hope then? You never know.
You've been saying
the only thing that will play to their downfall is their goal difference.
Yeah,
they're very far, so
yeah,
they won't get it. They won't get it. They would have to score. They would have to score at least 10 goals in their next 2 games to have a chance.
Yeah, and West Ham would have it. West Ham and Tottenham would just need a point from their next 2 games to finish.
Yeah, sure. I was about to tell you guys that you guys can just throw away all those hopes.
Arsenal have chance.
Eh?
So if Arsenal has chance, Leeds have chance.
Yeah, Arsenal have chance because Arsenal.
So Leeds have chance. So you don't talk Leeds chance then.
Well, okay.
Chance is -1.
Me give up.
You're the worst. Next up tomorrow, we'll see Brighton taking on Man City. Aldan, how is this one going?
Brighton is a good team and they have a good coach, but I still think that City gonna be winning this one, maybe 3-1.
Okay.
Me disagree. Me disagree. Me think that's it with City with winning Premier League games for this season. Reason being is that Pep is totally concentrated on the Champions League now, and he will not risk too unimportant.
All right, talk quick, chat too much. You just get a chance. Talk up quick.
Your boy out there. Brighton, I think Brighton will actually come out 3-2 winners in this game.
What did you just say?
Brighton is going to win the game 3-2.
Mute his mic.
Brighton that has the worst home farm in the league possibly. Okay.
I saw it go.
All right, next up tomorrow we'll see what is deemed as the big one. We'll see third place playing against 4th place. Leicester against Chelsea. Will Leicester be kind enough to give Chelsea the points and then hope that Tottenham is kind enough to give them the points to lock out Liverpool? And we'll tell. Ryan, over to you.
Well, will Leicester beat us 3 consecutive times? I don't think so. 2-1 Chelsea.
Profit.
Draw result tomorrow.
New team, Mike.
2-0 Chelsea.
No.
I
You can't mute the profits, Mike.
A draw is not the end
I
of the
see a
world
draw tomorrow.
because here's the thing. Who Leicester have on the last day?
Tottenham is going to give them a favor.
No, not Tottenham. Hurricane. And what Hurricane always do to what Hurricane always do to Leicester?
But guess what? Tottenham doesn't have a backline. So guess what?
Yeah, but they have Hurricane.
Who is in the form of his life will score too. So I mean, there you have it.
Chelsea will drop 2-0.
Boy,
Okay.
Me no want comment on the game, but me know who me want to win. If me comment normally, sometime me no go my way.
All right. Since Sherwin don't want to comment, let me comment. And this is an objective analysis. Clearly, their top goalkeeper will be playing tomorrow. Look for Kai Havertz to score in that game tomorrow. Chelsea to win 2-0. Easy. Cakewalk.
Check. The last time we played Leicester in the Premier League, Mendy was in goal and we lost that game. But
Let me throw in my prediction. Leicester to win 2-1.
You got it correct on the weekend.
Yeah, I know I did got it correct on the weekend. I called the
You and that only. Everybody else is
Bones, your prediction is like a team under 6 love and score 1 and celebrate.
He hasn't been that bad over the past couple of weeks, man. Come on.
I did tell you that Bones came with a resurgence. Remember that he was in hiding. Yes. He was trying to build the confidence, build the memory, watch some football, and then reemerge.
Yeah. True.
All right. On Wednesday, we'll see Everton taking on Wolves. Scoreline, Sherwin.
Wolves to win 1-0.
Next up, we'll see Newcastle taking on Sheffield United. Ryan.
Newcastle, Sheffield, 2-1 for Newcastle. There is not much analysis to do for that.
Then we'll see Tottenham taking on Aston Villa. Shakes.
Oh yeah, Hurricane clearly going for the golden boot, so Hurricane has 2 games to go, right? Look for him trying to get at least 3 to 4 goals over the course of the next 2 matches. Look for him getting a double against Aston Villa. Aston Villa clearly, yes, they can score goals, but they concede goals. So it's the ideal matchup for Tottenham. Let's go with a score line. 3-2. 3-2 Tottenham. Or no, better yet, 4-2 Tottenham.
Okay.
Double.
Next up, we'll see Crystal Palace. We're doing very good, taking on that mid-table club known as Arsenal. All this one going Sherwin.
Arsenal again. Arsenal home form has been probably the second best in the league since December. Not home farm, but away farm. Sorry, away farm. And I can't see Arsenal losing this game away from home. So I'm going with a 3-1 victory for Arsenal.
Okay, right, Hudson.
The point.
Good job. Next up, we'll see Burnley taking on Liverpool. Liverpool got over one of the teams that normally give them trouble in West Brom. Do you see them getting over this team, Ryan?
Repeat that match again. I was looking
Burnley
at the
Burnley against Liverpool.
Oh, that match. That match could be an interesting one. If Liverpool struggles as they did against West Brom, they won't have the same luck against Burnley. So hopefully they struggle and it's a 1-1 draw.
Okay. With the final matchup of the midweek, we'll see the West facing off against each other. So it's Brom against Ham. And to do the analysis is all done.
Pardon?
It's West Brom against West Ham, and to do the analysis is all done.
Well, I am I watched West Brom play Liverpool in the weekend, and I think that will go down as a 1-1 draw.
So you don't think West Ham want to still qualify for Europa, since as teams are hot on their heels and now with Tottenham passing them?
To be honest, I never see West Ham as a contender for top 4. So
No man,
Europa, top 7.
Top 7. Not sure, but based on the two teams I watch, a feeling me have is basically I say a 1-1 draw. I just think so. West Brom, I'm sorry, look like they're playing some football even though they know that they are already regulated.
Me feel it to you. Me feel it too. Me feel say them I got draw and lose for the last day. Me feel it.
Okay, let's go over to some happier grounds. So again,
Bones, your classic.
Shakes, I told you on the previous slide that you should have apologized to Ryan. Up to now that apology hasn't been issued, so just prepare for the lawyer to come for you. Anyways, Dartman has qualified for Champions League. Ahead of, well, I was wrong because I said they wouldn't have. I was wrong too because I said that they wouldn't have.
Exactly. I'm glad you didn't leave out yourself because the two of us.
Shakes. I'm a man of my word, okay? And Eintracht Frankfurt deserve a whooping on our head. Yeah, man. But they have been utterly disappointing. They've drawn and lost against teams that they shouldn't have. Because how can you tell me that you draw with Mainz and then you lose to Schalke who have been relegated? How does that make any sense? But guess what? It makes sense. You know why? Teams like Eintracht Frankfurt deserve to play in Europa League. That's where they should be. But Dartman have qualified and it was down to one particular person. Don't want to hear anything else from anybody else, and it's just basically of Jadon Sancho that has took them over and in arguably the best player 2021. This man has been some player for 2021.
Goals and assists.
Yeah, so we're going to switch over to another league that I'm now on the upper ground and I'm somewhat on point. Juventus will be playing Europa League come next season.
No, not yet.
But a man can chat now, interrupt me. Anyways, on the final day, AC Milan will drop points yesterday in which they shouldn't have against a Cagliari side. They have to play Atalanta on the final day. Atalanta is basically secure of a position in the top 4, so they have basically qualified for Champions League as well. Napoli, who have, you could say, have a winnable fixture. Should be easy for them. They came through a tough fixture yesterday, and they have a winnable fixture on the final day with Hellas Verona. So we'll see how that one goes. While Juventus have Bologna on the final day. So the toughest match is between
Atalanta
and AC Milan. So you guys actually still think that Juventus will make it? Because remember that all of you said that I'm a madman in there. Because I said that Juventus will be playing Bush League and Cristiano will be scoring hat-tricks, double hat-tricks against Lokomotiv Plovdiv, Hapoel Beersheva, Ludogorets and all those teams. So Shakes, Ryan, Sherwin, what do you guys have to say?
So let's just point out as a disclaimer that Atalanta could literally sell the game, and when I mean sell the game, they could lose the game 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, and still qualify. Yes, 4-0, but I don't want to go to 4. Why? Because their goal difference would drop. And if Juventus by chance score 2, 3, 4, 5 goals,
Shakes, remember that you're talking about Atalanta. Remember that you're talking about Atalanta, though, you know. Atalanta is a team that once you score on them, they're going to score on you. So
no, but I said
no,
only
remember
if they decided to sell the game. Go again?
Italy is head-to-head, so goal difference might not affect.
Oh, okay. Well, I know Atalanta has the better head-to-head with Juventus.
Yeah, that's why it was confirmed that Atalanta has qualified for the Champions
So really and truly, I believe. Listen, when you want to kill a dynasty, you do these things, right? And for persons in the world that don't think that these things happen, they do happen. Everybody sit down, they have the phone, we communicate, we can call people. Even if we don't call people, we can go and sit down in a restaurant and we can say, hey, guess what? Let's let the two of us go to Champions League, right? Let the old lady go and sing somewhere else in, as you guys said, the Europa League, right? But for some strange reason, I don't believe that result is going to be the important result. You see the Napoli game, look out for a shock on the cards in that game. Verona versus Napoli, right? Look for a draw in that game. Look out for a draw in that game. Yes?
You're a betting man. Unlike Sherwin, who lost the bet to me and I keep on growing me because he don't want to send me money. And Sherwin don't say, we'll find a way in there and booping him head. I will do it. But since as you're a betting man, you want to take a bet on that Napoli will kill this Hellas Verona team?
Yes, let's put a 5 stake on it.
Wait, serious?
Yes.
All right. Let's see.
Okay.
Me we call it.
You state a money argument, please. Please, just stay away from it. But anyways, not Sherwin. I mean Ryan, has your view changed on Juventus?
As what?
As your view changed on Juventus? Remember that you said the expected.
Naturally, naturally it has changed. I think they have like a 20% chance now of making it. Whereas 4 weeks ago they maybe had an 80% chance. But that loss that they had recently reduced their chance drastically. And now they're up against it. The results, their destiny is no longer in their own hands, so they have to wait on other results to see what can happen.
Yeah.
Oh, can I add one other point? If you guys watch the Inter Milan versus Juventus match, that referee, you see if they put that referee in that Napoli game,
yeah, Juventus making it.
Okay, all right. Just saying that. Just saying that.
But I did say Juventus was going to beat Inter. I mean, the circumstances.
Yeah, you said it, but it's basically all right. If you look at it, the referee will put Juventus a lot in that match. The ref for Juventus in that game.
That ref, listen, when I saw it, I was like, no, brother, what you doing? Like, it was so blatant.
Yeah. It's Italy,
so blatant. Italy. But exactly, it is Italy.
True.
The only thing that I might agree with Shakes with is that it's because Juventus has such pulling power. They might just link Napoli and say, you know what? Europe a few
exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Look for as in the shot game. Look for that Napoli Verona match to be something that you guys least expect.
If you look at it now, when you're going to have Inter Milan, AC, Juve in Champions League, big pulling power that for the Italians.
Exactly. That gives them more money. That gives them more money overall.
True. But quickly before we go, Lille dropped points yesterday. PSG closed in by a point. Monaco still in with a shot. They're 3 points behind. You think that Lille can win it on the last day, Shakes, or will they give it up?
1 point. 1 point. So Lille will win by 1 point.
They won 80 points.
Yeah, man, 80 to 79 to 77.
And they have won last year, remind me?
Basically an easy team.
Angers
should be very easy for them.
Lille going
they have Angers on the last day.
And PSG have Brest, I think.
Yeah.
Lille going to win.
Lille will get it.
Yeah, they
I hope to God that they deserve it.
But to be honest, I don't know how they pronounce the name, if it's Angers or Angers or however they pronounce it in French. Angers. They beat Lille in the first fixture, you know?
Yeah, but they know that this is a total different time, and at that point in time, Angers were up in the table. Now they're sliding down.
Yeah, they're pretty much 12. They're pretty much 12 in the league.
Bones could also be right in the sense that Lil might choke on the day. You never know.
Yeah, you never
No,
know.
but
But
Angers have nothing to play for because it's not like a
Absolutely.
year. It's not like a year where normally
Them
they are
last league game enough, so
at
they
the
might
bottom
come
of the
out hard
table.
for it. No, I'm just saying it's their last league game, so they might just come out hard for it. We see this all the time.
for me, this one here, Lil have the trophy in them hand. All them need is 3 points. Just go out,
Okay.
play your best game, win the game. Whether you win it 10-9, 20-19, 1-0, win the game, you are champions
Yeah.
as easy as that.
Listen,
Alright, simple as that.
Lille, as Bone said, they have the trophy at their front door. Is whether or not they answer the doorbell.
Okay,
Exactly.
and we can say the same for Atletico. Atletico has the trophy right at their doorbell. Is whether they
Same
want to
thing.
take it or not. Because on the final day, they'll be playing against Valladolid, while
Boy,
Real
there were
Madrid
too
will be
many-
playing against Villarreal.
Oh,
So-
there you go. There you go. There you go.
And this is for our next
Atletico were
discussion.
2 minutes away
This
from
is
not
that.
having the trophy.
Yeah, and this is for our next discussion, but I just want to point out that I'm disappointed in the EPL teams and the Bundesliga teams. Let me be specific. I'm disappointed in Manchester United and RB Leipzig. You know why? Lille is going to win Ligue 1. Atletico Madrid is going to win their league over there in La Liga.
Possibility.
You have Inter Milan who won the Serie A.
Yeah.
Boss, this was the season for change.
No,
They should have
yes.
been Manchester United and Leipzig winning the league this season. Guess
Yeah,
what?
but we got a change. It wasn't Liverpool again.
Man, shut the hell up. Perennial Manchester City again. What the hell is wrong with you? But I just
We got
wanted to
a
see this. I just wanted to see a change totally, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
United I'm disappointed and Leipzig I'm disappointed.
True,
But
man. Me disappointed. I did Arsenal here, but me disappointed.
guys, it was a big show,
Yeah.
or arguably the biggest show in the longest while we had we had close to 50 viewers at one point. And surprisingly, I believe this post has gone over between 500 to 600 comments. Absolutely love every bit of it, man. And thanks to all our viewers, our first-time viewers, our regular viewers, and even who just stopped by to just view for a couple minutes and then they have to make a run. I appreciate all of you guys because without you guys, this won't go on. The show can't go on in there at all, and even more so, it can't go on without the producer. The producer was on point tonight. He gave shakes.
What you say? Can't go on with the fans.
No, this is
Yeah, man. Big up.
the
I want to say big up. I want to say big up to the viewers that continue to tune in. You know, because the show continued extra tonight, and you know, we had a lot of people tuning in. Yes, so I just shouting out the fans.
No, man, shakes. Unlike with Manchester United and those big clubs in a way, they don't necessarily need the fans. We at Sports Friends, they need the fans.
Right.
So I'm just eating back at Ryan point.
What did I just say a while ago? What did I just say?
We at Sports Friends, they need the viewers, man. The viewers are what makes us go on. Without them, we can't go, because I'm not going to be a blind man or a dumb man to just come sit in front of the laptop screen and just talk to myself. No.
True.
I'm going to educate our fans while our fans educate us as well. I will keep them in tune. So you'll learn from us and we'll learn from you guys. This is how we work around here. Remember that Sports Friends is a family. It's not just about me, the host level, and it's not just about the producer, Josh. It's not about Shakes, the analyst, Ryan, the analyst, Sherwin, the analyst. He always bramble at times. But again, it brings entertainment value. And it's not just about a one man. This is a family event. This is a family show. And I want to say thank to everyone that is tuning in to make this show where it has. All we ask for is continue supporting us whichever way you can, and let us grow together. Until next time, which will be Wednesday. We're going to be back here Wednesday.
Definitely.
We have something big coming up Wednesday, and I can announce it now because you guys might have seen the flyer somewhere. We're going to have Orville Higgins from KLS Sports Station doing an interview on Wednesday. So tune in early, guys, to hear that interview done by your host, Lefon, with Orville Higgins. Until next time, peace out. Take care of yourself, guys.
Yes.
Hey, see a man say my sponsor 5